This meeting is being recorded.
I love that part where it says what's happening.
Yeah, it's all it's all about acknowledgement and consent nowadays.
As it should be. As it should be.
Hey, of course,
Yeah.
Hey, for
Yeah.
your safety and mine. I'm recording this for both our safety. Oh,
All right, week 3.
what it do? Week 3.
How are we doing?
Looking good, feeling good.
Good. Great.
Yeah, man.
Great. Well, I had some talking points as we progress into this whole thing. But I wanted to give the floor to you to walk me through how you feel this past week went, and perhaps just off the cuff, how you would like to move forward with this next week based on how you feel last week went.
I well, I think I touched on it last week. It's getting smoother. It's getting easier. Um, these past couple of nights, I've kind of admittedly been munching just a little bit, but aside from that, um, I've just been on a roll as far as the 12, at least 12-hour minimum fasting. And then my eating has been really good, man. I'm sticking with eggs and turkey bacon, and almost a week now. My wife's been preparing um, healthier options. I think I mentioned that as well last week, and then we've just been eating really healthy, man. We've gotten good food from good places, um, including like looking at the calorie count and all that good stuff and the portion size, putting that into consideration while we're looking for places to eat. Yesterday, finally got some cardio in, and then today's like an all-day gym day for me. I'm off today. I don't got much going on. My wife has a work thing that she'll be out the house for a good handful of hours. And those good handful of hours, my ass will be in the gym.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to that. And still on top of, the counting of the water consumption and my little at work workouts. I'm still crushing those. Yeah. I'm just, the scale's barely moving. I hopped on with Tuesday morning and it was down 1 pound. So it's not moving much, but nonetheless, I'm feeling good,
Well, that's
and
good.
and that's very encouraging. That's super encouraging.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, some thoughts. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is honestly 1 pound of weight loss a week isn't actually a bad thing. I mean, perceptually, because when a person goes on a weight loss program, they think like, oh, I want to shed these pounds, I want to do it quickly, and everything's all about fast, like the fast results. But when you think about sustaining a different lifestyle that extends beyond this 8-week program and into, let's say, years and ultimately decades, the goal is to promote healthy habits that you can stick with over the course of a very long time. So let's say you lose 1 pound a week for the next year. I mean, that's not, I think at what is it, 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that hits your goal. I think you want to lose 30 pounds, right?
Yeah.
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 So think about it like that. Like if you were to lose 1 pound a week for the next year, you would be over your goal. So that's one way to look at it, where it's like, yeah, if you're losing 1 pound a week for the next 30 weeks, you're winning. You've won.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
would have had hit my weight goal way before turning 40. That sounds good.
No. We're sticking with, like, if we were to lose 1 pound a week,
Yeah.
it would take you 30 weeks. And that's
Which I
less than
didn't even really know that goal a week thing was a thing until downloading, creating my profile on that fucking calorie app.
Yeah.
Which, honey, I'm not really using right now, only because I want to go. I would like my wife to teach me how to use it. I've been at work after like the second day of trying, I just gave up because I don't know what I'm looking at. So yes, so a little reminder, honey, you gotta show me how to work that out.
Yeah, I've when I've worked with people in the past, they've honestly, it was shown to me too. My roommate, he showed me how to use the calorie tracking app.
Cool.
But once you like figure out the learning curve, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Next time I get with you, if Nicole doesn't show it to you, then I'm happy to.
Sounds good.
Cool. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that, like, if you were to stick with, let's say, the 1 pound of week weight loss, what is the rush? You know what I mean? The good news is that's separate from what has been happening in the past, where like you are able to lose weight for a specific event, like some date out in the future. That's not the case anymore. Instead, this is about like health and wellness, a lifestyle, healthy living. And there is no rush to meet your destination, because once you hit that destination, guess what? You're going to have to do the same things that you're doing right now in order to sustain it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't have a date. I have an event coming up. We have an event coming up, all of us together, including yourself, that I would like to,
Sure.
Kick it up a notch just a little for that. But yeah, like the week, the pound a week thing, I am mad at that. I mean, we all want, like you said, quick results. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But
there's always going to be events, and there's always things to look forward to. I mean, that's like one of the best things of life, is having something to look forward to out in the future. And then when you experience it, it's everything that you were hoping for. And then there's another event, so I completely support that. What was the other thing that you said right after that? Preparing for an event. Oh, and you're happy, like you feel good. Yeah. And that's
which oh wow, man, because I'm the type of person, and listen, this is for all the viewers out there, men and women. Like I will admit, I'm that type of person. When I'm feeling just sluggish and just big and nasty and slow and not confident, I'm hard on myself. I'm really hard. And then that's messing up my entire aura. And admittedly, that's a big thing. So when I'm seeing the results and I'm feeling the results, and I'm looking in the mirror with clothes, without clothes, I'm like, okay, I see a little something, or my push-ups are getting a lot easier now. Like that's like, okay, so now I'm not out of breath at 7 or 8. Now I'm out of breath at 13. You know what I'm saying? And
it's awesome.
Fucking building blocks, man.
Yeah.
And for me, that's really good. Like I'm really looking forward to going to the gym today, despite
That's
like
awesome.
I haven't been in there for a while, and I'm not bullshitting today. You know what I mean? Like I'm hitting some machines.
That's awesome.
I'm not just doing the sauna and the Stairmaster today.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually learned, this is kind of an aside, but what is this for? I learned recently, not to deter you, but like saunas are great. But I was a bit put off when I learned that the like you it's so negligible how many calories you burn from when you're in the sauna to when you're not in the sauna. Like the difference is like 10 calories. Yeah. I was annoyed, because I was like, oh, great. So I'm literally just sitting here sweating, So
next to some 90-year-old man who thinks he's at home.
Yeah, I still like the sauna, but I was definitely like, oh, so I'm nothing's happening. I literally just sweat. I like it. It feels good.
I've always, to me, it's both for the sweat and like just for the silence.
Yeah. No,
really,
yeah, it's stimulating.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've always used it like that, but ever since going back to LA Fitness after the pandemic pumped down, yeah, it's just so relaxing.
Absolutely. Well, cool. Well, okay.
Thank you.
Going back to weight loss, and you kind of triggered something in my head when we were talking about sauna. So there's three kinds of shit that you can lose when it comes to weight loss. You got water weight, obviously waste and human waste, like that is weight. Then there's fat, and then there's lean tissue mass, right? So let's say on week 3, which should be the case, depending on you say that you're eating healthy, and I'm receiving the reports. So let's say that you're eating very healthy. So the likelihood of losing water weight is small because water weight comes from, fucking eating a bunch of sugar, eating a bunch of salt, and retaining that. And then when you go on a healthy diet, then your body sheds all of that excess weight that your body
Yeah.
is holding on to, right? So let's say we're past that stage, which is why what what your body should be losing moving forward is fat. That's the intention. Now, the way to make sure that that happens, as opposed to losing lean tissue, is obviously giving yourself enough protein, doing proper resistance training, which is what you're going to be doing today, hopefully, where you're actually training your muscles, which you're telling your body, hey, yeah, we are on a calorie deficit and we are losing weight, but make sure you're targeting fat. Like that's what you're telling your body by doing resistance training, by lifting weights, by stimulating the muscle fibers to make sure that like they're still activated and they're still in use so that the body isn't told to get rid of them. Now, alternatively, let's say you're just like a cardio monster, right? And you're like running 4 hours a day. Well, the body is going to like look at that as an opportunity to shed weight in all the ways, because it's like, okay, we need to become more efficient at this thing, and all of this mass is not serving us, because if we're running all the time, then we don't need this tissue. So let's get rid of it. And the body will literally get rid of that tissue. So that's just something to keep in mind so far as I'm mentioning this because I want you to start thinking about how you want your finished version to look. And then once you have that vision, we can steer to that direction. Because yes, you are on a weight loss program and the results
Excuse me.
time, you're doing all the right stuff that you should be doing. But now it's like, how specific do you want to get? How do you want to look? And exactly what kind of routine do you want in order to get there?
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it.
Now, with that in mind, understanding that you feel good about how this past week went and you're looking forward to this upcoming week, the thing that I wanted to talk to you as we went into this week and this consultation is, how do you see this going long term? Like, how does the future look for you so far as your current habits yeah.
Yeah, thank you. In the past, right, whenever my family and I, whenever me, myself, whenever I'm doing one of these on my own, you know, sure, I can stick with it for a couple of weeks. You remember a couple of years ago, sometime before the pandemic, my family and I, my wife and I, we're doing like a neighborhood kind of hit gym for a couple of months, and we were looking great and feeling great, and then that completely transformed our lives, and we fought, we continued with the great eating habits, and I remember thinking then, like, oh, this is our new life, we're those athletic, people, and then for whatever reason, I think it turned out to be the pandemic. We kind of like halted on that. But I bring that up because, in the past, I've done something similar to this, and I've seen some results and thought, yeah, this is going to be the new lifestyle, and haven't kept up with it. Um, I I'm looking forward to this because I'm doing it myself. I'm seeing, I'm seeing the lifestyle change and the feeling better and the living better. And what's easy to maybe continue this after the 8 weeks is, once again, and I know I sound like a broken record, is, having the support at home and then doing it with someone here at home. So I can easily see after the 8 weeks, X amount of pounds lost, X muscle mass gained, and the definition and all this. I can easily see myself and the family keep on doing it. If that answers that question.
Yes.
Because yeah, I've never, I mean it, and I've told you either on camera or off camera. I'm this overweight, yeah, this overweight shit ain't for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Not like, I'm not trying to be in that percentile of the world of the US obesity, and it sucks that I am. It's, you know what I mean, but I'm not trying to, like, this isn't the life that I'm trying to live for myself
Absolutely.
or whatever.
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple things to keep in mind. You said a lot, and I love everything you said, and I'm going to try to comment through it. I usually go backwards. So the last thing I heard you say is not trying to be in the overweight category. Fantastic. Another thing to keep in mind when it comes to body composition is that, each body, I'm sure you've heard of the whole ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph kind of thing.
You've mentioned it, but you can
Yeah.
tell me about it.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's like scientific or if it's more like bro science. But I don't even have the specifications of like endomorph is more, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But there's different body types out there.
Right.
Your body type is different than my body type. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I might be more genetically predispositioned to have a leaner body physique, or like have less body fat on me. It might just be like I might be able to do that more naturally. Whereas like with you, 15% body fat might look weird and it might feel weird. Your body might not just be predisposed to like being at 15% body fat, or like that might be like when you're there, your testosterone's really low and like you don't have enough energy and like all that stuff. So like that's something to keep in mind. Again, it goes back to like the lifestyle and having the vision and hitting that vision and still feeling good, because we're not trying to develop body dysmorphia. You want to look and feel good.
Yeah.
And like that's really the goal. All right. So going back from that, you said something about 8-week program, losing weight, and building muscle mass. Again, I'm going to reemphasize that if that is truly the goal, then diet and exercise is the thing to dial in on. And I know that you're doing that now, but the more prioritization of these things and the more specification of these things, the easier it will be for you to achieve these goals of fat loss and muscle building, which is not really the easiest feat when it comes to online training or fitness trainers and clientele and shit like that. Typically the case is like, okay, you should probably focus on one thing and then focus on the other thing, because it's difficult to lose fat and build muscle simultaneously. It's not impossible, but it is difficult. And the way that you achieve that is by making sure that you get enough protein. Get your protein, which I'm still not seeing. I'm not seeing that you're getting enough protein each day.
Wow.
You're definitely not. Absolutely not. Based off of what you're sending me, you are absolutely not getting enough protein. Yeah, no, definitely 100% you're not getting enough protein. And then the second thing is, taking yourself to the gym and resistance.
Excuse me. Damn.
No problem. But yeah, that's how you retain and potentially build muscle. But the likelihood is when you're on a calorie deficit, the best that you can do, the best that you can hope for is retaining your muscle. You might build a little, but it's very difficult to build muscle while on a deficit. But the cool thing is that when you're losing fat, you become more defined anyway. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drop 10 pounds over the next 5 weeks, and I'm going to look potentially bigger because I've lost fat but retained the muscle. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so 8 weeks into lifestyle, love that. The reason I asked it, I asked the question, I love where your mindset is. Oh, okay, yeah, that was it. Two things on my mind. All right, so the first thing is I have a really great rule for you that I think you can adhere to. It's pretty easy to adhere to, and I think it's going to help you moving forward because I know the whole circumstance of being on a weight loss program, and then when it ends, it's very easy to kind of fall back into your old ways, right? So I have some rules for you that you can implement to make sure that bad habits don't start again. The first rule, and this is my favorite rule, don't have 2 cheat meals in a row.
Meaning consecutive days. Or okay, yeah.
Unless you're on vacation, in which
Right.
case, how many vacations are you taking a year? Because
Exactly.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because people can take that at liberty and go like, okay, this is a staycation. It's a weekend, and this weekend we went out on Saturday and then we went out on Sunday and then it's Monday and you know what? It was such a nice weekend, so let me keep this going into Monday. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, it's over. It's over.
Guilty of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and weekends are tough because it is a moment for like you to be with family and celebrate and we're all together and we survive the week and shit like that. But again, when it comes to keeping these habits consistent, no more like have one cheat meal or one cheat experience and like go back to healthy eating and then have another one later on. Just don't do it consecutively because it becomes momentum.
Yeah.
And like I'm a what's the word? I'm a product of this as well, where it's difficult for me to finish a cheat meal. Like it's finished. It's difficult for me to say, okay, kitchen is closed. I'm going back to my healthy eating now. It's difficult, but that's a practice that needs to be trained because the longer that you create this cheat window, the harder it is to get back into it. Okay. So that's rule number one. Rule number two is exercise minimum 3 times a week. And there's literally no excuse in the world to prevent you from exercising 3 times a week. If you can get 4 or more, that's great, but minimum 3 times a week. And if you can aim for higher, even better. So how do those two rules sound just right there?
Yeah, I think we've gone over the rules already before in the past. Yeah, no, those are kick-ass rules. Those are good rules.
Okay. All right. And then the last thing that comes to mind based off of what you were saying is, again, I'm thinking about longevity. The question I have for you is, based off of what you're sending me so far as what you're eating, is the amount that you're eating and what you're eating, is that something that you can do over like the next year, 2 years, many years? Because it still doesn't look like you're eating enough to me.
And I'm thinking this now, and I'm gonna tell you what it is in the moment. I'm thinking it now, and I remember thinking it recently, and I maybe didn't say this. I'm sure I will pick up the eating once I'm really working out those 4 days a week, those 3 plus 4 or 5 days a week. Right now, I'm not. So right now, myself, I'm okay with the amount that I'm eating, only because I'm not burning it, I think I could sustain it. I mean, I know you're saying I'm lacking more protein. I mean, I guess I could eat a little more. I just, I'm not purposely not eating a lot, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, if you're not hungry, it's like I'm not a doctor. It's more something from an observational standpoint. Um, I would honestly like to educate myself more on the topic of malnutrition and what it means to be malnourished. It's not something I myself or you, I don't think you should concern yourself with it right now. Definitely not. But again, just as your consultant, it's just something that I'm throwing out into the future because I know this is an 8-week program, but I'm just thinking about like, all right, if Vito were to continue this current routine over the course of a lifetime, what would that look like? And just from asking that question, I am curious about like I don't think that it's sustainable based on the low amount of calories, the low amount of protein. It just doesn't seem sustainable to me. So that's the only thing that I was asking. But cool, something to explore later. And like you said,
Because
when
at
you
the
start,
same time, I don't mean to interrupt. Because at the same time, I'm still getting 3 meals in a day.
Mhm.
So it's I feel like I feel like my eating right now is okay.
Good, good.
I'm still getting 3 meals a day. I'm still getting in, every other day. I'm having some type of fruit. Um, unfortunately, right now, still maybe every fucking night, I'm still having a pack of Famous Amos. I'm still going through. I had one the other night. I'm still going through those Halo, low sugar, no sugar popsicle things. So it's definitely not like I'm fucking starving myself
Yeah, I
or
got it.
eating too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How is the 80-20 rule working for you where 80% of what you're eating is good for you, healthy, hitting the good stuff, and then the 20% is, whatever you want to eat?
I mean, and I got a witness who's hearing me say this. Aside from, like I said, maybe these past 2 nights, just maybe having some snacks here or there, I'm killing it. I'm killing it. I really am sticking to a pack of Famous Amos. Over the weekend, I myself, my wife, my brother-in-law, amongst the three of us, we like shared 6 gourmet cookies. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, cut them to share them. Um, one mimosa, with some imported Hawaiian juice. Um, you know, um, we went to the world famous Los Angeles Hollywood Magic Castle recently. I had 3 bites of a banana cream slice of pie and a small sliver fucking cheesecake
I
myself.
liked
You know
it.
what I mean? Quality was okay,
Yeah.
quantity was like you're fucking
Yeah.
feeding a toddler. But I bring that up because like um I so I do coffee from home. Obviously, you know that, right? Black. I actually just pressed it. Just, you know what I'm saying? So I'm having black coffee now. But even these past like 2 days or 3 days ago, going to Starbucks, first of all, I'd never get any like stupid sugary drinks. But even when I'm getting my nitro cold brews, I'm customizing it and I'm doing less fucking I'm doing like light sweet cream, you know, shit like that. So the 80-20 rule, man, I think I'm doing really good on that.
Are you sending me that?
Yeah, I sent you that the other day.
The coffee with light sweet cream?
Yeah, I actually sent you the screenshot from the Starbucks app.
Okay. Uh,
I think I did. I should. Yeah, I did.
no, no, I
No.
don't see that. Yeah, when you send me your list of food, I just see black coffee, and that's pretty consistent. Every time you send me your food, it says like 1 cup of black coffee, but I
Well,
I never see something that you're putting in the black coffee.
a nitro? No. I got a nitro cold brew the other day from Starbucks.
Yeah, and then
Today's
you
what,
said,
Thursday? I think Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah.
yeah, but you just said that you put like sweet cream in it.
No. So my black coffees are just black.
Okay,
Uh the Starbucks nitro, yeah, I did get it. So that comes with sweet cream.
got
Uh,
it. Okay,
I got light sweet cream.
okay, okay. All right, all
Yeah.
right. Okay, that works. That works. I'm just trying to, pay attention and
Of course, yeah, of course. That's
yeah,
your job.
someone's got to be tracking.
Of course, man. Of course. Speaking of someone's gotta be tracking, the other day or last week, right? Last week I had a pack of Doritos. Now, mind you, there's a little take to school bags,
100,
right? That we get for our
if I'm
son.
not mistaken, something around there.
Huh?
170 calories about.
I don't know right now. So I have one, right? I go to have another one.
Uh-huh.
My son snatches it out my hand as if it's his, as if I just fucking took his shit. And he straight up crumples it up and he goes, "Yo, you're not having this." What are
Wow.
you doing? He's straight up like,
That's
"Yo,"
amazing. Yeah.
like calling me out on my bullshit. Like, "Oh, you have no discipline." I was like, "Come on, they're little bags. I already had one." What? You already had one?
I
Yeah, man.
love that.
Yeah. So, um, little things like that are helping, man. Well, that's a big thing, of course, but little things
Absolutely.
like that are helping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I said, these past couple of nights, whatever, last night, I know I gotta send you, I'll send it to you in a little bit. I gotta send you yesterday's eating thing. Um, but yeah, no, I think that 80/20 is good. These this past week, man, we've really been crushing it with Hello Fresh. And then ordering from only because my wife is out and about working and stuff, but ordering like really good, like healthy. I sent you the picture. And it comes with like the calorie count and all that stuff. And you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
then last night I had a grilled chicken panini. That was good. You know.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm just dragging this on.
No, 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 no. Last question I had for you. It sounds like everything's going good, and I'm happy with the progress. Um, going to circle back around to the calorie tracking app because I really, again, it's not a needed thing. It's not like a mandatory thing, but I don't know. I think it's just so useful because the more information, the better. The more information that you have access to as to like what you're putting into your body, how much you're putting into your body, thing of that nature, it can only inform you as to what's actually going on. But that's neither here nor there. Uh, I wanted to ask you, and again, this is just food for thought, but it's asking these types of questions that trains your mind to think differently. Are you throughout the day recognizing the difference between feeling of hunger and having a craving?
Wow. Man, feeling of hunger, cravings, this, my wife knows this. Cravings, oh man, I'm ridiculous with the cravings. I can brush my teeth and say, oh, that toothpaste reminded me of pizza. Now I want pizza, and
Relate. I
I
relate.
I say it like that because it's been some time that I've not only said it out loud, oh, I'm craving this. But yeah, I haven't thought of, yeah. I mean, I think Saturday I suggested sushi because maybe I was craving that. But outside of Saturday, since and before, I really haven't, like been craving anything, let alone craving something and then fucking going out to go get it.
Okay.
No.
All right. So my segue question is,
And maybe a part of that is because this eating good this past week, it's different stuff. It's different,
okay.
really good, flavorful stuff.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like fucking chicken, because who knows? Maybe that's what really kicks off my cravings. It's 3 days chicken, rice, broccoli. Oh man, fucking sushi on pizza would be really good right now. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think that's really cool that you're learning that about yourself. And, that's something that people in your support group are understanding as well, that you don't like to eat bland food, or you don't like to eat the same food every day. And perhaps it's just as simple as accommodating that understanding and making sure that the food is flavorful and different, and there's a variety, and that will help address potential cravings. It might just be that simple.
Yeah.
And that's like the beauty of personalizing health and wellness for a person, because it's like your needs are very different from mine, and my needs are different from someone else's, and your needs are different from your wife's,
Yeah.
and it's really cool. But we're all heading in the same direction, and it's exciting to be on the journey with you.
Thank you, buddy. And
Yeah.
speaking of cravings, so quality coffee, certain beans, I'll drink my coffee black all day. But come day 4 or 5 of just drinking a black cup, then that's when I want to add some oat milk or half and half and 2-3 raw sugar packets. I've done that in the past. I've gotten great beans and said, oh yeah, cool, black. And Monday through Thursday, I'm having black coffee. But Friday, I'm like, oh, I want to mix it up. No bullshit. Outside of those Starbucks nitros, man, it's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks, not one fucking half and half creamer thing, not one pack of raw sugar. I'm just thinking that now, saying that out loud now. That's another thing that's helping. You know what I mean? It's just training my mind little by little.
Yeah, it is a mental thing, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you. Keep reinforcing that 80-20, because it seems like that's really working for you. The 80-20 rule is like 80% of what you're putting in your body, that you should be in your body. And then that 20%, whether it's on a daily basis, where it's like you eat that pack of Famous Amos cookies, one pack of Famous Amos cookies is not going to ruin your diet. Even if you were to eat it every single fucking day, it's not going to ruin your diet.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to that 80-20. Or again, and it falls in line where it's like 80% of the week you're doing everything, and then that 20% of the week you're not, and then 80% of the day you're doing everything, and then that 20%. You can do both, or you can do one or the other. It's your world, but you will win this game if you stick with 80% of what you're putting in your body you're supposed to. So
I agree. I'd be so curious, because this is week 3. This is the first call that we're doing that I'm outside my bedroom, and just so happens my wife is home right now before she heads to work later. It's like, man, I'd be so curious to hear her feedback after hearing our conversation, saying, hey, like, am I talking real shit, or am I bullshit?
well, you can talk to her.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting off. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good, and like we discussed the other day, we had went out, and someone in our group kept fucking mentioning ice cream. I want ice cream. I'm gonna get ice cream. Oh, I'll meet you in a second. I'm having ice cream. No fingers for me. And I bring that up because it was, in the past, I'm thinking like, oh, ice cream? Oh, let me join you, and I heard that word ice cream fucking 16 times. And not one time did I join the cause, and it was, and it was, just little fucking, this is great. Overall, I'm glad I'm doing this. I pray and I hope, and obviously I aim to be able to help future viewers and clients, because this is a tough gig, man. It's a tough gig for, working parents, you yourself included, and but we're doing it, man. And you mentioned the word community earlier in a different sense, but this is a community of people that are trying to better themselves and could have all the excuses in the world. And we're here, man. So I appreciate you, brother, so much. And the way of the shred, the apex frequency, man, this is it. It's booming.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
We gotta get some merch. We gotta get some merch, man. We
I
gotta
agree.
drop
I gotta
that.
find a graphic designer, but yeah, we'll take that offline. But I agree with you.
Yeah, I may know one, so we'll take that offline as well.
Cool. All right. Well, week 3, congratulations. We are concluding. See you on the next one.
Yeah. Ow!
Woo!